Hey guys, I'm going to show you how I made the gel for our gel electrophoresis since we ran out of time in class. So all that goes in it is I made some buffer. This came in a little bottle and I just diluted it. So it's got all stuff to make it keep the right pH and have extra salts and stuff that we need for our gel to work properly. And then the main thing that's going in is agarose, which is just like a white powder. It kind of works like a gelatin. So it's going to make our gel. So we're going to make 2 gels. So I'm going to do 0.6 grams because we want 0.3 per gel. Oops, too much. Let me get out a little bit of that. Okay, 0.6. Okay, and we're going to mix that, and we're going to put it in an Erlenmeyer flask. Okay, and now we want 20 mils of our buffer per gel, so I have 40 mils where I measured out 40 mils of our buffer. So I'm going to pour that in there. I'm going to kind of swirl it around. And notice it's a white color. We want this to be clear because we want it to completely dissolve that. So what we can do is we can heat it up. You could use a hot plate. I'm going to use a microwave, and a little trick I learned in grad school to keep it, because it's going to boil. We don't want it to boil over, is to stick something. I'm going to use a little Kim White, which is like a little tissue paper. I'm going to stick it inside to keep it from boiling over. So I'm going to go boil this and then be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I boiled our solution. So notice now it's a nice clear color. It's hot, so I'm using my little hot hand things. And we are going to let that cool for just a couple of minutes. I'm going to show you what we're going to do next. So we want to pour our gel into a tray, and we're going to use this tray here. It's got little compartments that come out that are clear. So we're going to make like a square gel. And then in it, we want a place to be able to load our samples. So we have these things called combs. You can use this side or this side depending on how many little slots you want. But it's basically just a mold. So we stick it in our gel and then it will leave those holes. So I'm going to use the big ones. And so we stick it in. Same for this one because we're going to make 2. Okay. And we also need a stain because our DNA isn't going to just show up automatically. We need to put a stain into the gel that will stain the DNA so that we can visualize the DNA that we see. Okay, and so we are waiting to cool. Once this cools a little bit, we don't want the stain to be damaged by the hot water. The stain is sensitive to light. That's why it's in this little black bag. So I'll take it out and I will add about 4 microliters. Because we made 40 mils of solution, and we are going to use 10 microliters for every 100 mils. So that's about 4 microliters. So let's check. It's still a little hot, so I'll pause it and I'll come back in a couple minutes and we will add the next step. Okay, I'm back. This feels warm to the touch, but not super hot anymore. So I'm going to add our stain. And I set this to 4 microliters. I'll get a tip. And we will pipette this. It's a red stain, you can see here. I'm going to put it directly in our gel solution. You can see it kind of changes the color a little tiny bit. And we will swirl it around. And it's a little slightly different color. Okay. And now we're just going to pour it into our casting trays. I'm going to try to pour about half into each. Okay. Sometimes there are little bubbles in it, and I can kind of use my pipette tip that I had before to kind of pop those bubbles and move them kind of to the side. Okay, and so now we're going to let this solidify, and so I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, I'm back. So they have solidified. We can see him here. And I will take them out and wrap them in saran wrap, and we will use them next class. Bye, guys.